Okay, imagine this. You're standing there, sun is warm, you've got this pristine white sand between your toes, and the water. It's this unbelievable shade of blue. Almost doesn't seem real, you know?
Yeah. That feeling of just pure relaxation hitting you. That's Okinawa, right? That's the picture.
Exactly. It's pretty much the definition of a tropical paradise, isn't it? Famous all over the world for that exact thing. Yeah. Amazing white sand, incredible blue water.
Absolutely. And if you've been dreaming about that, maybe thinking about your first trip there, say, for about 7 days, well, this deep dive is for you.
Yeah, we're going to unpack all the possibilities based on the information we've looked at, try and pull out the key stuff to help you really picture your perfect Okinawa beach getaway.
And one of the first things that really jumped out, I think, is the climate. Yeah. It's just warm pretty much all year round. Peak temperatures can last well into autumn.
Well, that's great. So you're not locked into just summer.
Not at all. It makes visiting, really flexible. You can find that sunny sweet spot almost whenever.
Fantastic. Okay, so let's dive into the main event, the beaches themselves. What's really clear from the start is, well, there's a lot of variety.
That's a huge takeaway, yeah. It's not just one type of beach. You've got your big resort beaches with all the amenities, then these gorgeous, untouched natural spots.
And local favorites too, right? Plus the ones on the outer islands, which sound kind of special.
Definitely. Different vibes everywhere. One practical thing, though, the info mentioned that beaches might open on different days or have specific seasons.
Ah, good point. So it's worth doing a quick check before you head out.
Yeah, just to be sure. But the thing that ties them all together is that amazing water clarity.
Right, the visibility.
Exactly. It's just renowned for it, which naturally makes it perfect for all kinds of water activities, seeing what's underneath or just having fun on the surface.
Which we'll definitely get to. But maybe let's structure this by looking at the main island first. There's so many beaches there, it probably helps to break it down by area, central and south first, maybe?
Sounds like a plan. So in the central part, Yomaten Village seems like a real hub. You've got Zampa Beach there, super popular. It's got that classic dazzling white sand, cobalt, blue water, real tropical resort feel.
Okay. And the note specifically called it out for families. What makes it good for kids?
Well, it seems the waves are pretty calm. There's a coral reef offshore acting as a barrier.
Oh.
And they offer activities specifically for younger ones, even starting from age 3, like snorkeling, bear flea searches, even nature river trekking.
Wow, for 3-year-olds.
Parasailing is also there sometimes, seasonally. And it's right in front of a resort hotel, so it's all very convenient, very family-friendly.
Makes sense. Full resort experience.
Yeah.
But interestingly, right nearby in the same village, there's Nairai Beach.
Yeah, and Nairai is kind of a contrast. It is on the grounds of the Hotel Nico Alavila, but the information emphasizes it's a natural beach. They've really preserved the environment.
So less developed.
Exactly. Known for its emerald green water, lots of coral reef, apparently some of the clearest water in Okinawa.
And you mentioned something key about access. You don't have to be a hotel guest.
That's right. It's open to everyone, free access. It keeps that natural feel, especially at low tide. The water can be like below your knees, super shallow.
But still has facilities.
Yeah, but seasonally. April to October, usually. Oh, yeah. Lifeguards, restrooms, showers, lockers, even a store. And activities, too, experience diving, jet skiing, sea kayaking. So it's this nice balance, Natural beauty, but with some convenience.
That sounds like a really unique mix.
Yeah.
Okay, moving up the coast a bit to Ana Village, Moon Beach.
Ah, Moon Beach. Named for its shape, apparently, like a crescent or a bow. It's part of Hotel Moon Beach, and they really play up the tropical look like 350 palm trees.
Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely got that resort atmosphere. Well managed, safe. But there is usually a fee if you're not staying at the hotel.
Okay. And the details mention something really cool here, picnic tours to an uninhabited island nearby.
Oh, yeah, the island of Yo. You can book a tour, go over there, do some snorkeling, have a barbecue, even just chill in a hammock. Sounds like a proper little adventure within your trip.
That really does sound amazing. Okay, switching gears, heading south again. Azama Sansan Beach in Nanjo City, popular with locals and tourists.
Seems like a crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
Clear waters, white sand, or right next to Azama Port.
And this one sounds like the place for adrenaline junkies. Mention banana boating, half pipes, Big Mabel.
Yeah, definitely geared towards thrill seekers on the water, getting bounced around over those blue waves. It's an artificial beach, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but designed with safety in mind. It's got jellyfish nets, lifeguards. Makes it a safe bet, especially for families, too, despite the faster activities. And pretty accessible, about 50 minutes drive from Naha Airport or reachable by bus, too.
Good to know about the bus option. And way down south in Idaman City, BB Beach, Idaman, gotta mention.
Yep, that's in the far south. The info even gave specific bus directions from Naha bus terminal area bus ride, plus a taxi or a bit of a walk. Useful if you're not renting a car, I guess.
Definitely. Okay, so that gives us a good feel for the central and southern main island. Some resort style, some natural beauty, some action spots. Let's head north now. The north often feels a bit wilder, right?
It can, yeah. Maybe less developed in some parts, but still has absolutely incredible beaches like Emerald Beach. That's a big one.
Right, that's the one inside Kaiohaku Park near the Chirami Aquarium.
Exactly, which is super convenient, right? See the huge aquarium, then pop over to the beach.
Smart planning. Is it more developed or natural?
Feels more developed in terms of safety features. It's got the jellyfish nets, lifeguards, plus facilities like toilets, showers, lockers, stores. Pretty standard setup for a popular park beach. Getting there is about 2 hours drive from Naha, or there's an airport limo bus option too.
Okay, and further north still, Kunigami Village, Okuma Beach.
Okuma Beach, yeah, that one's on the grounds of the Okuma Private Beach and Resort. It's known for being long stretches, about 1 kilometer. Natural white sand.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah, sounds like a great spot for just chilling, playing in the sand with family, and definitely catching a sunset. The info's stressed, it stays really pristine, gets high water quality marks.
Sunsets are always a bonus. And being part of a resort helps keep it clean and safe, I suppose.
Right. Well managed. It's a bit of a drive, maybe 90 minutes from Naha Airport. And there's paid parking if you're just visiting the beach, not staying at the resort.
Gotcha. Okay, heading back down the coast slightly, near the aquarium area again, Sesoko Beach. On Sesoko Island, but connected by a bridge.
Yep, that bridge makes it super easy to access, feels like part of the main island experience. Sesoko is consistently described as, like, spectacularly clear. Natural beach, white sand, emerald green water, another top contender for clearest beach.
Nice. And it sounds like it offers a good range of activities for everyone.
Yeah, families, couples, friends. It mentions marine activities and specifically calls out snorkeling trips using a banana boat to get you out to the reef to see fish up close.
Snorkeling via banana boat. That sounds different. Fun, though.
Definitely adds a bit of spice. Then there's Upama Beach, highlighted as one of the longest beaches up north. Huge stretch of white sand, clear water again, sounds really expansive, great for just escaping and relaxing.
And the shallow water makes it good for little kids.
Seems so, yeah. Safe for families. And finding some shade under the trees is the recommendation for ultimate relaxation there. Pure beach bliss, like you said.
Okay. Now, Mission Beach sounded interesting. Called out as rare on the main island.
Yeah, because it's a natural beach, crystal clear water, clean sand, but it's bordered by this small forest.
Ah, the forest. That must give it a different feel. More secluded.
Exactly. Cozy, private, probably quieter than the big resort beaches. A more serene vibe.
Nice. And Nabi Beach back in Ona Village.
Yeah.
That's the one run by the village itself.
That's the one. Popular with locals and tourists. Apparently there's a giant Shisa statue welcoming you, so you can't miss it.
A Shisa, like the guardian lion dog things.
Exactly. It offers a good mix too, marine stuff like snorkeling, kayaking, banana boats, but also beachside barbecues. Classic white sand, clear emerald water, and another great spot for sunset.
Sounds like a solid all-rounder. Is there an entry fee?
The park itself is free to enter, but parking costs money. Mentioned 500 yen per car.
Okay, good to know. Wow, the North really does have a ton of options. And the information even briefly listed a bunch more.
Yeah.
TC, Atsuta, Tiger Beach.
Urumaeda, Urumari. Ikebi Beach sounded cool too, reachable by an underwater road, like a natural aquarium for snorkeling and diving.
Underwater road.
Intriguing.
And 21st Century Forest Beach.
Right.
Right in Nago City, a local hub. Koki Park Beach, less touristy, more nature. Kiwambara Beach. Senaha Beach, just loads.
It's almost overwhelming just for the main island. But, you know, for a first-timer on a 7-day trip wanting the full experience, the advice seems strong. You gotta check out the outer islands. Oh, absolutely. Highly recommended. Getting on a ferry, or even just driving over a bridge to one of the closer islands, it just opens up a whole different side of Okinawa. Totally different beaches, different feel.
So if you're dedicating, say, 2 or 3 days of your week to island hopping, specifically for beaches, where should you maybe focus?
Well, Zamami Island is a classic choice. Part of the Karama Islands group, famous for some of the clearest water, like anywhere. For Zamami Beach is the star there.
How easy is it to get to Zamami?
Relatively easy from Naha. There's a high-speed ferry, takes about 50 to 70 minutes. or a slower, cheaper ferry option too.
And for Uzumami Beach itself, what's the draw?
Just incredibly clear blue water, perfect for snorkeling, diving, kayaking, seeing amazing coral and tons of tropical fish, like swimming in an aquarium.
Sounds incredible. Any caveats?
Yeah, the info mentions some coral conservation areas, so swimming might be restricted in certain spots to protect the reef. Totally understandable. And if you want to stay longer than a day, there's camping and cottages on Uzumami.
Good options. Okay, now heading way south. Miyakojima, Yonohamahama Beach.
Ah, yes. This beach is legendary. It stretches for 7 kilometers.
7? Wow.
It's actually said to have the whitest sand in the whole Pacific.
No way.
Yeah. Combine that with super transparent, shallow water and views across to another island, Kurumajima. It must be absolutely stunning.
And you can actually get to that other island, Kurumajima.
You can. There's a big bridge, nearly 1.7 kilometers long, connecting Miyakojima to Kurumajima. Driving or even cycling over that sounds like part of the adventure itself.
Definitely. Okay, another outer island, Ishigaki Island, home to Ishigakijima Sunset Beach. What's the vibe there?
Sounds very nature-focused. Clear water again. Apparently you can easily spot fish, even squid, so great for snorkeling.
Does it have facilities?
It does. Showers, toilets, changing rooms, though it mentioned a small fee for using them. And there are places nearby to eat and rent gear, which is handy. It's about a 40-minute drive from the Ishigaki airport.
Convenient.
Yeah.
And just a short ferry trip from Ishigaki is Takatomi Island. That's the one that looks like old Okinawa, right?
Yeah.
Red tile roofs, ox carts.
Exactly. Takatomi sounds incredibly charming, like stepping back in time. And it has Kondoi Beach,
What's Kondoi Beach like?
known for clear, calm, shallow water. So really popular with families. And it's super close, like 5 minutes by car to Kaiji Beach.
Kaiji Beach. Wait, is that the one with the star sand?
That's the one. Kaiji Beach is famous for its tiny star-shaped sand particles. You gotta search for them, apparently.
Oh, cool. A treasure hunt on the beach. How do you get around Takatomi?
From the port, you can walk to Kondoi, or the info suggests renting a bike is a fun way, only takes about 12 minutes. Adds to the whole experience.
Definitely. And for the ultimate southern point, Heiruma Island, Nishihama Beach.
Yep, Heiruma is the southernmost inhabited island of Japan, and Nishihama Beach is famous for its Heiruma blue water.
Heiruma Blue, is that like a specific shade?
Apparently so.
Yeah.
An incredibly vibrant, unique blue. You get there by high-speed ferry from Ishigaki. It takes about an hour.
Worth the trip just for the color.
Sounds like it. Plus, the details mention amazing crimson sunsets. And because it's so remote, perfect starry nights. It really sounds like a place to stay overnight if you can catch the sunset and the stars. It's about a 15-minute walk from the port.
Incredible. And just quickly circling back to Miyako Island, the info also specifically named Tsuneyama Beach there as another spot known for the star-shaped sand, along with Kaiji on Dakomi.
Ah, okay. So you have a couple of options if finding star sand is on your bucket list. It's amazing how distinct these outer islands are, isn't it? Specific watercolors, unique sand. They really add so much depth.
Totally agree. Okay, so we've covered an amazing range of beaches, main island, outer islands, resort style, natural. But a 7-day trip, especially a first one, is about more than just the beach, right? You want to get a feel for Okinawa itself. What other activities should someone weave into their week?
Yeah, absolutely. Beyond just swimming and sunbathing, we already touched on the marine sports, the banana boats, jet skis, kayaks, diving, parasailing, lots of options there. Those island picnic tours also sound like a great combination of activity and scenery.
And there was that seasonal thing.
Yeah.
Whale watching.
Oh yeah, that sounds spectacular. Specifically January to March. That's when humpback whales migrate through. You might even see mothers and calves.
Wow. That would be unforgettable. Are the tours easy to find?
Seems so, yeah. Available from the main island. Worth looking into if your timing lines up.
You could also just, enjoy the journey itself, driving over those big bridges like the Kori Bridge or the one to Kurumajima.
Definitely. And to really round out the week, the information points to several really significant non-beach attractions. Great for adding variety and understanding the culture and history.
Like Okinawa World, what's that about?
It's a cultural theme park. The big draw is Gyokusendo Cave, which is this huge natural limestone cave. But they also have traditional Ryukyuan performances, local food, souvenir shops. Gives you a real taste of the island's heritage.
And speaking of heritage, Shuri Castle is a must-see, right?
Oh, absolutely essential. It was the royal palace of the Ryukyu Kingdom for centuries. Understanding its history is key to understanding Okinawa's unique identity, separate from mainland Japan.
It was rebuilt after WWII, wasn't it?
Yes. Sadly destroyed, but painstakingly rebuilt. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site now, known for its vibrant colors, unique architecture blending styles, those intricate patterns. Guided tours and audio guides are available, which sound really helpful.
Okay, and for something totally different, the Churami Aquarium.
Huge attraction, one of Japan's biggest and most popular. The main tank, the Kuroshio Sea, is just immense, 7.5 million liters.
Whoa.
Yeah. Holds whale sharks, manta rays, hundreds of other sea creatures, plus amazing coral reef exhibits, deep sea stuff. It's incredible. And as the info notes, a great option if you get a rainy day.
Always good to have a rainy day plan. And for city vibes, Kokusai Dori Street in Naha.
That's the main drag. International Road. 2 kilometers long, packed with shops, restaurants, cafes, bars, everything from souvenirs to local crafts. Lots of places stay open late, till 10 p.m. or so. Great for shopping, people watching, soaking up the Naha buzz. The info suggested you could easily spend a whole day just exploring there.
Sounds lively. And for a more reflective experience, Peace Memorial Park in Itamen.
Right. That marks the site of the final, brutal stages of the Battle of Okinawa in WWII. There's a history museum with some powerful exhibits, photos, artifacts, and the cornerstone of Peace Monument listing the names of everyone who died from all sides. It's a very important place for understanding that history. Quite sobering, but necessary.
Important context. We also heard Kuri Island itself mentioned, not just the bridge. Something about a heart rock.
Yeah, Heart Rock at Tingu Beach on Kuri Island. Sounds like a popular photo spot. And the info also flagged Bynes Village, known for its charming traditional feel with these paths lined by fukugi trees. And way up north, Yanburu National Park for exploring forests, if you want nature beyond the coast.
Wow, okay. Beaches, boat trips, whales, caves, castles, aquariums, shopping streets, history, nature walks. You're going to need some serious energy for a 7-day trip like that.
Yeah.
Which brings us to food. Okinawa's food scene is pretty unique, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's got its own distinct food culture shaped by its history, its climate, the influence of trade. Really fascinating and delicious.
So based on what we saw, what are the absolute must-try dishes for a first-timer?
Okay, top of the list has to be Okinawa soba, but it's not like mainland soba. It uses thicker wheat noodles, not buckwheat, usually in a light pork-based broth, often topped with this amazing braised pork belly called soki.
Soki soba. Got it. What else?
Goya champuru, that's the classic stir-fry. Goya is bitter melon.
Ah, the bitter melon. I've heard it's distinctive.
It is, but in the champuru, it's stir-fried with tofu, egg, and usually pork or spam. It's really hearty and flavorful. You gotta try it.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Spam shows up a bit in Okinawan food.
It does, yeah. A legacy of the post-war era. Another classic pork dish is rafute, slow-cooked, melt-in-your-mouth braised pork belly, usually in a sweet and savory sauce. Incredible.
That sounds amazing.
And then there's taco rice, which is exactly what it sounds like. Seasoned ground taco meat, lettuce, cheese, salsa, served over Japanese rice.
That's such a unique fusion.
Yeah.
It really tells a story.
It really does. If you get out to Ishigaki Island, Ishigaki beef is famous, really high-quality, flavorful, tender beef. And for something totally different, umiburo or sea grapes.
Sea grapes, what are they like?
They look like tiny little strings of green grapes. They're a type of seaweed, and they pop in your mouth. Salty, refreshing, taste of the sea. Really unique texture.
I need to try those. What about snacks or street food?
Okay, sada and dagi are everywhere. They're like Okinawan donuts, little deep-fried balls, crispy outside, dense and sweet inside, very addictive.
Donuts. Can't go wrong there.
Shinsuko are traditional shortbread cookies, really popular souvenir, often made with lard, interestingly enough. Gives them a unique texture. And Blue Seal ice cream.
Yes, the famous local brand.
Yeah, it's an institution, lots of unique flavors, some American-influenced ones. Definitely grab a scoop or two.
Noted.
Okinawan pineapple is also amazing. It's supposed to be incredibly sweet and juicy. Enjoy it fresh or in desserts. And shikuwasa juice, made from a local citrus fruit, very tart and refreshing.
So perfect for a hot day. Anything else notable?
The info mentioned mimiga crispy pork skin, like crackling, ninjin shirishiri shredded carrot stir fry, simple but good, and spam, onigiri spam in a rice ball. For places to try things, Ana no Eki Nakayukui Market for local produce, and maybe the Zuzan Distillery if you want to try awamori, the local spirit.
Wow, that's a feast. Okay, so someone's planning this amazing 7-day trip. They've got beach ideas, activity ideas, food ideas.
Yeah.
What practical tips should they keep front of mind?
Right? Practicalities. Beach safety is key. Number one, the sun is strong, like
Yeah.
really strong. High SPF sunscreen is absolutely essential. Reapply often.
Good reminder. What else?
Pay attention to signs on beaches. Seriously. Sometimes swimming is banned in certain areas, maybe because of dangerous currents, sudden deep spots, or even marine life. Just be aware. And while things like snake bites are super rare, just basic caution in grassy or rocky areas is smart.
Okay, and jellyfish were mentioned specifically.
Yeah, they can be an issue sometimes. Best bet is to choose beaches with jellyfish nets if you're concerned. Check local signs for warnings about seasons or specific areas. And it's good to know basic first aid rinse with seawater, not fresh water. Some sources say apply vinegar. Some beaches might even provide it. Then get medical help if it's a bad sting. Just being prepared helps.
Definitely. And we talked about timing earlier, but just to recap the year-round appeal.
Yeah, the info really stressed that Okinawa is great anytime. Peak summer is hottest, obviously. But spring and autumn have gorgeous weather, often fewer crowds, still perfect for beaches. Even winter can be pleasant for sightseeing, and that's when you get the whale watching. So you can really tailor it to your own preferences for heat and crowds.
Okay, awesome. So let's try and synthesize all this. How would you actually structure a fantastic 7-day first-time trip that hits the best beaches, but also gives you that broader Okinawa experience?
I think the most sensible approach, given the geography, is probably to split your time. Maybe spend, say, 3 or 4 days based on the main island.
Okay.
That gives you time to hit a mix of those beaches we talked about. Maybe pick one resort beach, one natural one, maybe one known for activities. And crucially, weave in those non-beach highlights. Shui Castle, maybe the aquarium. Definitely spend some time on Kokusaidori in Naha. You could base yourself near Naha, or maybe further north like Nago, depending on your priorities.
Right. Cover the main island essentials. And then use the rest of the time for island hopping.
Exactly. Dedicate maybe 2 or 3 days to the outer islands. Pick 1 or 2 that really grab you based on what we've discussed. Zamami for the sheer clarity. Miyakojima for that super white sand and maybe star sand at Tsuneyama. Takatomi for the old world charm and Kaiji Beach. Or go all out for Hateruma Blue and the stars. Use those ferries. Make it an adventure.
So it's about finding that balance, right? Mix the incredible beach relaxation with the culture, the history, the city buzz, and definitely trying all that amazing food.
That's the key, I think, getting the full picture within that week. You don't want to rush too much, but you want to experience the diversity. It's about pacing it right chill on the beach, but also explore what makes Okinawa, well, Okinawa.
It really does sound like an incredible destination.
Yeah.
Such variety packed into those islands. From the energy of Naha City to like a totally quiet, beautiful cove, and then the unique character of each outer island.
And it's amazing how easily you can blend that world-class beach time with exploring such a rich, distinct history and culture and eating food that's truly unique. That combination is pretty special for a trip like this.
So, as you're listening and maybe starting to dream up your own 7-day Okinawan adventure, think about what kind of beach experience you're really after. Is it the super calm, family-friendly spot, the vibrant reef for snorkeling? Are you on a quest for star sand? Or chasing that elusive Hateruma Blue?
Yeah, and which cultural sites are calling to you? Shuri Castle? The Peace Park? And maybe most importantly, what Okinawan dish are you going to try first? Soba, champuru, taco rice.
So many choices. And maybe here's a final thought to leave you with. Okinawa is obviously famous as this amazing beach destination. We spent a lot of time talking about sand and sea. But when you really dig into it, the deep Ryukyuan history, the unique food born from centuries of trade, these incredible natural wonders like star sand or specific watercolors found almost nowhere else. Is it maybe less about just a beach getaway and more like a journey into a truly distinct culture that just happens to be surrounded by some of the most beautiful water in the world?
Something to definitely chew on as you plan your own deep dive into Okinawa.